Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spooty.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again.
Remember that really awkward time when Tad was like, make me a little kid or whatever?
I know. I try not to think about it.
Anyway, go ahead.
If this is your first episode, thank you guys so much for checking us out. We've been working so hard on this show, and we love it a lot, and we're glad that you are listening. It means a lot to us. But you'll also learn soon enough that we're not toy experts. No, we're enthusiasts. We just love toys and talking and playing toys that we talk and play. And good Lord, what happened? All right.
Corey thinks he's pretty confident.
He is, yeah. Well, all right. Let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts.
Cohorts.
On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Corey says hello.
Hi, Corey. On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
You know, if you rearrange the letters in my name, it would spell Glenn. All right.
Next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spooty.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. We're going to be laughing about that for a while. And on drums, hey, it's me. My name's Jason. I'm your host, and I'm here to talk about my love of Transformers and all things that are cool. Man, I'm so excited for this episode, guys. What? Shut
If you
your face.
rearrange the letters in Spooty's name, it's Toopsy.
Hello, Toopsy.
Oh, Toopsy. I'm Glenn.
I'm Glenn.
There's a bit of a breakdown happening here.
That's all right. That's all right. It's about time. It took us a year for the real breakdown. No, I'm just kidding. But we have been waiting all year to discuss this episode. Literally, we're going to talk about our top 5 toys from 2021. We're going to we made our lists. We struggled. We cried. It was hard. It was difficult to narrow it down.
You cried? Mine was hard because
to have to cut some of these toys off the list. Yeah, it was sad.
No.
So now these talking about toys that came out this last year and toys that we own, that we actually own. Otherwise,
Right.
We're not talking about toys we don't have or haven't got to play with. These are ours.
Yes.
Yes.
We're also thank you for confirming that I'm excited. I'm also secretly excited.
Yes.
And no.
Because the first time in 23 or 4 episodes that everyone did their homework, so it's pretty good.
I mean, kind of.
Come on.
I didn't put them in order until I got here.
We're also going to visit a toy store that was brought to our attention by one of our listeners.
Yay.
Or a couple of our listeners. Thank you so much, guys.
Tandem.
I can't wait to hear the tandem suggestion. You can also follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Cracktastic Plastic. We also have a really cool website. It's bumping. What'd you look at me like? That's what the kids say. No?
They do not.
No.
No?
I don't.
Well, if those kids can find it at
They say like on fleek or something. Is that still a thing, or was that last year?
That was
Did you
last
say on
year.
Zeke?
I think
On
so.
He doesn't
Zeke?
even know.
That's the
On
guy that's
Glenn. It is on Glenn. We're going to start a new one.
But right now, let's talk about something a little different. We're gonna skip Thrill the Hunt this time.
Scrap.
Because this episode's kind of just a big version of that. It's a year-long version. So since we're also coming up on a year of this podcast, I thought we would do some reflecting. I mean, it's been a year, guys. Do you realize that?
No.
No,
It's crazy, yeah.
what are some of your what's the best things about it?
I've realized I like taking pictures of toys.
Yeah, that's been really awesome. You've been embracing it.
I don't think I would have thought about that in years past of posing toys and taking pictures. I really enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Now I can see you really like getting into it.
it's fun.
I'm the same way now because like my presence on
he
the
takes
social,
3 pictures. And
yeah,
now
I
he's
know.
into
My presence on the social media accounts has been pretty slim, and then just in the last week I've been kind of going to town and like
been
realizing,
awesome.
shit, this is really fun.
It is.
And like then posting dumb stuff like my Cup of Joe post this morning,
which I hope becomes a
great.
thing because it's awesome.
Yeah,
But
All
no,
those
it's
years
serious.
of taking dick pics have finally paid off.
I know, yeah. It's all like small scale stuff, yeah.
But you can still get a chance to.
But yeah, just like Elgin, like I'm realizing that hey, this is actually I'm really enjoying like, and I bought a fucking green screen and
You
I'm like
did.
messing around with that stuff and like trying to figure out.
You can still get your humor across in
Yeah.
your photos,
Yeah.
and that's cool
It's-
too.
I don't know, it's a way to show the toys that we have
Yeah,
and interact with our community of collectors and just I don't know, it's just I don't know, something I never thought I would enjoy, and I really enjoy it.
yeah.
So
It is fun just setting that time aside and being like, I know who I'm taking.
right, having the day
Uh-huh.
that okay, I gotta make sure I post this, and now I have to think about it. It gets the creative juices flowing. It's
Yeah.
like, what do I want to do for this? What do I want to do for this? And I enjoy it a lot.
Well, it's paying off because the Instagram that you kind of run for us, you kind of took the helm of that one. It's just been exploding. It's just new
I try to
followers
get
every day.
I try to hit as many likes as possible for other people, just because I like seeing all their toys too.
Absolutely,
You
I,
know,
I'm a like and
and it's just-
fool.
and try to comment as much as possible, and that pays off as well because they'll comment on our stuff too, and it's very interactive.
We're
Instagram's
gonna get
very-
rich
Oh man!
Oh.
so
when we
rich.
sell all our toys.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm forced to sell all of my toys.
Yeah, that's something like in the
For
reflection
way
part of
less
this
than you
year.
paid
I
for
was
them.
thinking, like reflecting back on how much money have.
Oh,
I don't.
It's like for I think all of us combined, it's 5 digits. It's got to be like with
5
all
digits.
of the like 10 plus is probably like what we've all spent in the last year.
Combined.
Does it fit in the good column or the bad column? It's clear that our toy buying has increased.
Yeah,
It has.
It has
And
definitely.
Been great.
It's not. It's not hurting my bottom line. Like I'm
Right.
still paying my bills and
Oh,
my
yeah.
kids are eating.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
It's buying guitar pedals has been replaced.
yeah. But I mean, you've
The
pretty
new
much
toys.
got all the guitar
I
pedals
do.
now.
I kind of before we started our Instagram stuff, which I think was in like around March or
Yeah.
February, March, around that time. The last pedal I bought, I haven't bought a new guitar pedal since then. I'm trying to think it was. It's a version of a Rat pedal.
Yeah.
That was some
It was a
guy did.
boutique one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's still on my home board, and I still play with that. But that's the last pedal I purchased, and it's kind of like I don't really looking at it as like I'd rather spend that money on these toys
And
now.
that's the
It's just
thing,
like,
though. Like with your guitar pedals, you have,
I have so
how many?
many.
You have like you got over 100 guitar
oh, yeah,
pedals.
for sure, probably.
I can't imagine that there's a sound that you're looking for that you couldn't find
No,
with some
well,
combination.
after buying that Big Muff clone, the Russian, the
Yeah.
3 Muff 14, that pretty much took care of all the Russian style muff
Yeah.
pedals. I love that sound. And this Rat has like 3 different clipping modes in as well. So which I love the Rat sound as well. So
Yeah.
it's like I kind of have
You have
my
everything you're
favorite
looking
sounds
for, yeah.
already.
But you don't have the placebo pedal.
Oh, why'd you?
Uh-oh. But I'll bet you can get that sound with at least 10 of your other pedals
I
combined.
bet if I plugged into a tuner and then plugged to an amp, I'd get that exact same
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah, before the show, or even when the show started, like I collected a lot of Funko Pops. Man, I hardly and horror figures. I really don't. I hardly do any of that now. It's just all Transformers. I got Transformer brain. It's just.
I mean,
So you
but
still
you're
buy a
coming,
lot of Funko
you're coming
Pops.
in with a pop like about every week. You're coming in with a new pop.
I mean, I
Yeah.
try,
just about.
but I mean, it's all Transformers in my. It's
It's
few
not
of
the horror
say-
movie ones, at least.
That's
Yeah.
a reasonable thing though because they are cool.
It's a Transformer pop. That's why it's here.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
like the Transformers that are coming out are cool. Like
They
they're
are.
good,
Yeah.
good toys. Which is why Ren likes them so much better than the GI Joes
Another thing I think
because they're not good.
He just needs to get in the classifieds.
one of
G.I.
my
Joes.
favorite parts about started this podcast is our Facebook group and the community.
Yeah,
like getting to see everybody's toy hauls and talking toys with all our friends. There've been, we've said it before, but there's been plenty of moments in our life's timeline where we thought we were just collecting toys for ourselves, by ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
It was something we just kind of did. And then we found each other, and then now we got this little group, which, it's just a little group, but it's still mostly our friends. And but man, it's awesome to have a place and a reason to talk toys.
I mean, there are a lot of people in our group that I don't know. Like,
yeah,
and I don't know who they are. I mean, they're it's awesome. I just there's people that I've never met most of these people, and so it's kind of expanding that way.
Should probably rename the group to the Facebook group,
right? Something,
and not just Cracktastic Plastic. That's the same as the page that we have.
As our podcast page.
Yeah.
We'll put a fan vote. We'll do a
Yeah.
group member vote on what, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
And it's nice
Just to
with the
differentiate.
Be like 2-1.
with
Because I
the
keep posting on the wrong one.
well, mine automatically goes to the podcast one as opposed to the group one when I cross post. But the Instagram one, I mean, it's not. It's like there's followers in Brazil, there's in Europe, and kind of all over the place
Yeah.
now. It's expanding.
We're
quite a bit.
international, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, several countries.
Which is kind of nice because
Listen.
Brazil gets a lot of early notice on toys before anyone else. So
Yeah.
I'll be
What
like,
the
hey,
fuck? What the fuck, Brazil?
yeah,
You just need to get friends in Brazil.
yeah, exactly. And then
Send
there's
you-
shippy stuff.
And then the other obvious giant benefit of all of this is kind of the reason we started it is because with COVID and we're in a band, we didn't get to
We didn't get to play for over a
play
year.
forever. We still haven't. We didn't really hang out very much at all. I didn't get to see your pretty faces
Yeah.
very often, and it was amazing to have this excuse to get together and hang
Yeah.
out with you guys. And
That was nice because it was missing that kind of
Oh,
interaction, human
yeah.
interaction of just
Circle jerks.
exactly.
well, I was going to say pull behind the curtain,
Reach around.
something about the curtain.
courtesy reach around.
Nope, you guys are going the wrong way.
That's what she said.
Behind the scenes of our
Pull
band,
back the curtain is the
That's
term
it.
what you were trying to say.
of our band practice.
Right.
We'd run through the songs once, and then we'd sit around and bullshit
Exactly.
for at least as
Yeah.
long,
Oh, yeah.
or not longer than
Longer
we.
usually.
Because we're so good that we
That's-
don't really need to practice.
That's probably not it.
No,
But, yeah.
it's not it for
we
me.
just don't care
That's
enough.
all we did anyway. That was our band practice. Was at least half
Yeah.
us hanging out, just some
Yeah.
of that guy
Yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
it's so great to have this for that.
Yeah,
And
now we
he-
just get to hang out and talk, and there's no practicing for this. We're just doing it.
Yep.
I mean, you guys keep coming here, so I don't really have a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why we come here.
Spoody's not
exactly.
leaving this basement
So we
until they
make sure
install
you're
an
on the show.
elevator.
Some days I'm like, I know we've mentioned it, but do we not talk about the band enough? Like, I don't know. Maybe
We're in a
that's
band.
I know, like
We say that every time.
we haven't.
That's because he genuinely doesn't
yeah.
remember.
Who are you
Well,
guys?
I mean, because of COVID, there really isn't any
Right.
Yeah,
news.
we've played one show
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah, so maybe
and a
once
birthday thing.
we
Yeah.
can start playing out again, we can talk about upcoming shows. type
Yeah,
of
and
things,
we'll
pay
be able
more
to talk
attention
about the toy stores
calendar.
we're visiting and those experiences too. And
Yeah, it's clear we've ran out of stores that we.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty
been
quickly.
to.
hopefully I'm gonna make a trip to Quake Collectibles in Chicago
Oh, that's
here in the next
exciting.
couple of days.
Yeah.
But
And you can go to Smash. It's also in.
is it?
Yep.
Yeah, we
Might
talked
check
about it in
that.
an
Smash
episode.
and Quake.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kind of a theme.
If they're anywhere near each other, if they're not, I might try the new one because I've been to Quake.
Yeah.
So then
Well,
one last question for me. I was the only one with any experience of podcasting before
Right.
this. You three
Mm.
noobs had never done it, and I wasn't even sure you'd even listened to podcasts before.
No, but I've done
Still
radio.
So, what's it? How is it? You've done it for a year now. How was it?
Well, it's a lot like doing radio, only I can't swear on the radio, and I'm
mean,
swearing here. But when we were touring, with She Swings, we did a lot of radio
Sure.
spots, and it's.
Yeah.
I mean, this is way more fun than that. The radio spots were fun. This is way
Sure.
more fun.
Yeah.
And I started listening back to the podcast. I went back and started episode 1 and 2.
Aw.
just because I wanted to see how it's changed over the
Sure.
last year, and oh my god,
Really?
like
That much?
yeah, like
Marked.
What does that mean?
I was like, if I tell people to listen to the podcast, I'm like, start with like episode 4, and then when you want to, get into it a little bit, and then listen to like the
Listen
first
to the
3
new one
episodes.
first, and then
Now I'm kind
Work
of
your way
excited.
because it's not chronological. Work your way backwards.
Huh.
I mean, it's not bad,
Sure.
but it's definitely like
it wasn't good.
It was a lot of like it was a lot of
Scared in
like
front of a mic.
yeah, all of us scared in front of the mic, and you're just kind of trying to steer the ship, and it was yeah.
What do I do? What do I say?
I'd like toys.
Exactly. I've been there though.
And we were like super serious the first couple episodes.
believe
Like we
that.
took it super serious.
I
So
believe
part of it is I'm trying to listen back through the episodes also to figure out when I figured out how much of an asshole Brian Clark is.
okay, I knew it was coming.
No, like I want to see like I want to pinpoint
evolution.
like when did I start really ripping on Brian, because he doesn't deserve, you don't deserve it, man. He doesn't deserve it.
Of course.
But I'm gonna keep
but
doing
it's
it.
fun.
But I want to figure, because I haven't found it yet.
Did you see his comment though?
Yeah, about
No,
getting
he
me
got
to
you.
start mentioning Godzilla without him having to,
He
and
got
he
you
hasn't
good.
mentioned Godzilla in a while.
I know.
It's got to be hurting him.
Any other reflections? Any thoughts about?
Yeah,
Just
I
this
mean,
mirror.
Oh Jesus!
I didn't know how it would go doing a podcast or talking about into a mic like this.
Because
Setting.
we are just fans of toys. We're not
Yeah, because normally
Authorities. I
am.
if we would get together, we would just
talk
sit
about the
around
things
and-
we like and
Yeah, I mean,
how Corey fucked up his job here. And
right. Yeah.
He's gonna quit that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a learning process. So
But yeah,
And we're professionals now.
the learning part's been awesome. I find
Yeah,
myself researching more and
Yeah.
learning more and listening to more other toy podcasts.
Spoody's doing that too.
He's sleeping just as much as he ever
He's
did.
sleeping right now. He's just got his eyes open.
yeah, it's just like in the van.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
One of these days, I'll drive that thing.
I just
One of these days, we've had it for how long? 2 years
oh my
now.
God, yep.
I've still never driven it.
Awesome.
Doesn't
Or-
help that I get sick as soon as we go on tour.
That's true.
Yeah,
Every
that's
time.
true.
Well, we
Yeah.
gotta stop going to places with mold, black mold.
Yeah, we should
Because
probably
Spooty and I were talking the other day that maybe that tree started COVID.
maybe. Fuck.
I mean, it
That
about
tree
killed
bark.
me.
It
yeah.
almost-
Jeez.
Goddamn tree.
I don't want to play at that place again ever. I don't ever want to step put. It was
But
cool.
don't you
Like it
kinda
had
wanna
its
go back?
charm, but I don't ever want to step.
was a
foot
fun
in there
show.
again. Yeah, it was super
Yeah.
awesome. I just wish we would have done it outside.
I can't believe they cooked food in that place.
Oh my god. They were probably using chunks of the tree for the
Oh,
for the grill.
All right. Well, just again, big thanks and to everyone who's ever clicked on one of these episodes. We know it started with just
And
our
we're
friends
sorry.
and that, but we're having a lot of fun doing it, and
Yeah.
hopefully it shows. And hopefully, I know some of you listening definitely are having fun too, because I get messages about thanks a
And
lot.
if you've ever felt insulted by one of us,
yes.
It's
Let
something I
us
do.
know
Look,
so we can keep doing it.
yeah, it's something I do look forward. When we have it scheduled.
yeah, definitely.
It's like, okay, now we're gonna go
All
record.
day,
We're gonna go record. It's
yeah.
just like
I love it. It's
So it's
Yep.
something I look forward to.
Definitely.
Just like band practice was always something I look
Yeah.
forward to.
Yep.
So
Well, 2021, what a year. What a great year for toys.
mm-hmm.
And so we scoured our shelves. We checked all our receipts going all the way back and all the things we've been buying and getting over the last year or so. And we thought, well, it's the end of the year. Let's do our favorite toys. Let's talk about our favorite toys. And we're going to do like a top 5. And we're going to go around the horn.
Not it.
And oh, okay. He's not first. Dang it. That's
I don't want to go first this time.
Okay.
I'll go first.
But
Those will
so
go first.
so it sounds like we're gonna we'll start at 5. We'll all go around 4, 3, and we'll pick out our favorite
But
toys.
some of us have honorable mentions.
and some of us have
Yes.
honors. So we'll start with that first. Since
Yeah,
you two tried to break all the rules, you go
well,
first.
it was like Jason said. It's hard to pick.
is.
It's hard to pick 5 toys, and I was like, well, this one's technically not a toy. It was a book that my wife got me for an anniversary present. It's the toys of the He-Man, the Master of the Universe that Pixel Dan wrote. This giant tome of a book,
Oh.
one of the greatest
Oh my
resources
God.
I've seen.
It's
Just
awesome.
like
And it's thicker than
yeah,
Kim Kardashian's ass.
sure. Is that someone I should?
thick.
Is that someone I should know?
No.
Anyway, so that was my honorable mention. Just because now, if I ever want to look up a toy, it's immediately there. I can just it has all what's missing from this toy. Oh, it's missing this, and then there's backstory on it and when it was. It's
right
a great resource for not only vintage but like
Yeah.
all the lines up until classics. So that's my honorable mention. Is that book, The Toys of He-Man and the Master of the Universe, book 1. Apparently, there's a book 2. So.
Thank
So
you,
maybe
Pixel
someday
Dan.
I'll when Pixel Dan's at like a toy show, I'll have him sign it or something. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah.
that's mine.
And Spooty, you had one.
Mine is the War for Cybertron Ultra Magnus,
Oh, yeah. He was in my top 10, 15. He was in my top 15.
who is really cool in both modes, but like he's a parts former. Like there's so many pieces that come apart to transform him.
Yeah, it makes it hard to play with.
Yeah.
For sure.
But he looks cool.
Oh, he's a great representation of that.
Yeah. That's one of the things I
character.
really appreciated about a lot of the War for Cybertron stuff is like the
They
transforming is not hard. It doesn't take a long time. They're fun to play with. It's not like the masterpiece ones and the leader class stuff where it takes you 45 minutes to transform something, but at that point it's just not fun to play with it anymore. So I get that.
I like that. But
But yes, also.
But when you're like a 7-year-old
Sure.
kid,
also, like, that may have been last year when it came out, but the Siege line of the War for Cybertron, but pretty sure didn't get anything till this year. So
Right. And then I also have one. Oh, you have one.
my honorable mention. I guess my honorable mention would be the retro. And it's not a. I didn't get it until 21. It's a 20 toy, but whatever. It was the retro Hiss tank because it's cool. It's it's retro-y. It's exactly the same basically as the original toy, and it gave you the nostalgia feels.
Yeah,
And-
heck yeah.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
figure sucked, but
Yeah, and for me, my honorable mention, like I said earlier, it's mostly it's on my brain. It's Transformers 24/7, but I do still get some horror things and some pops. But so I thought, looking at my top 5 list, ended up being all Transformers, and I'm like, well, gosh, I feel bad not having any horror thing. And this one is this is just the greatest thing that's ever happened because it's one of my favorite movies
It's
of
so
all
good.
time. All-time favorite movies.
with,
And
with your least favorite actor.
that's true. I'm
Tara
getting
Reid?
there. No, if she was in this, that would change. Anyway, but the license of this movie is just something that was never gonna get made into a toy, and especially of him. So it is the Thing, Ultimate Mccready from NECA. There's a show in the video in case that's still recording.
hold it still for a second.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so the Thing, Ultimate Mccready, is freaking awesome. It's from the movie The Thing, and it's got a couple heads, it's got shotguns, it's got different hands, and all sorts of amazing things. And I love, this foil package is amazing, and
It's cool.
I love it.
This movie still scares my wife.
Oh,
Really?
it still scares me.
She can't watch it alone.
That's awesome.
She's like, if we're gonna watch this, you have to be with me. I'm like, "What?"
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I should
this-
probably
yeah.
watch it.
Dude, you haven't seen it?
I have.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in like 20 years. So I
Oh,
don't-
it's just a top
I
5.
vaguely
It's great.
remember-
It's a great movie. Yeah.
So good, especially with winter coming up. It's
Mm-hmm.
oh, you get
Winter
cold
is
just
coming.
thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
But
If they only knew Swedish,
Mm-hmm.
they could
They
have
wouldn't have
avoided
been
the
eaten
whole
by the
thing.
dogs.
so, yeah, it was just one of my favorite movies of all time, and I just wanted to have some horror representation
Yeah.
on my list somewhere. So thanks for breaking the rules and letting me have an honorable
problem.
mention.
Right
and you
on.
love Kurt Russell.
I do. He's my favorite.
He looks a lot like Jesus, white Jesus in this one. Head
I've
sculpt.
always said he's damn good in this movie. So
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get this party started. Oh my gosh. So many cool toys. All right,
So
yeah.
so if we're going in that order, then it doesn't really
So
matter.
now you
if
don't
I
wanna go third?
Well, it
What-
doesn't matter if I go first or not. But go ahead, Elgin.
So all that was for nothing?
Okay.
I guess because I thought we were just gonna do our list in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I
No, we're all doing our 5s and then all doing
Okay.
our 4s and
Yeah.
okay.
we'll work our way up.
All right.
Elgin,
Okay.
what is your 5th favorite toy from 2021?
It was the hard to get but now very easy to get Rise of Evil 2-pack
Oh,
Yeah, they're everywhere now.
with Keldor and Kronos. Outside of Kronos, which is Trapjaw, before he turns into Trapjaw, which they kind of talked about in the animated CGI kid show. But having a Keldor figure, but really having this alternate head sculpt for Skeletor with these like
bejeweled eyes.
yeah the eyes on it. It's probably one of the best head sculpts they've done so far, and having these alternate weapons with these kind of
translucent
whatever color it is going
green
into
to
whatever
purple.
color
Sorry, I'll help you.
it's
I
and
didn't-
having it all this like I've never seen a Skeletor like that, and just having that figure is just that's worth it.
Just never realized those eyes before.
Yeah, they
that's
kind of
amazing.
hit the light pretty nice, and yeah, just had, like I said, I ended up finding it at Target. It was there, and grabbed it. But yeah, now they're everywhere. It's becoming a shelf warmer now. At the time, it was being scalped heavily.
Yeah, heavily. And now the people who bought up a bunch of stock of it are like,
Oh yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's tough though, because every time you think you need to be patient,
That's true.
I mean, sometimes it works out, man. Sometimes it don't, and then you
Yeah.
kick yourself.
But this figure, this Skeletor, swapping out
Oh.
Keldor's head is it's one of the better looking
For
figures.
real.
And they've never had like a vintage style of like this. It's just like it's its whole new thing, and that's kind of the nice thing. It's a new version,
yeah,
of
that toy
Skeletor.
slaps.
Yeah.
That's another thing kids
Jesus.
say.
Oh my god.
That's what, no, no.
You're 45.
Spoonie, what's your 5th most favorite and greatest toy of 2021?
This was on a recent episode.
Sure was.
It's one of the fucking fun toys,
Flame toys.
flame toys. Optimus Prime model. Only because it doesn't transform, or it would be up there higher.
You liked it that much? It's
Yeah.
not just recency bias. You just
It looks good, though.
you
It looks
love
really
Prime.
It's
good.
very good.
You do love Prime.
And it was a fun model to put together, and it was several hours. Of,
Wow.
Of fun.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, you blast through some of the Transformers in minutes, but that's
Yeah.
literal hours of.
Yeah.
And his
playing.
chest opens up to show the Matrix and stuff, and
Yeah.
it
got
does
ab
it does some
crunch, man.
things. It's
And he's got like 900 points of articulation.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Cool.
All right.
and cat hair.
Oh yeah. Corey Canny.
Number 5 for me was the
Now here's I'm gonna interrupt you now.
okay.
Corey is very secretive on his lists. He wouldn't share
I wouldn't. Yeah.
the
And everything's wrapped in a blanket in his tote.
Oh god, that's true.
Oh, that was to keep my kids from messing with it.
Okay.
But like it was. I'm so nervous because
No,
we
it's-
all have our own toy lines. We kind of.
I feel like I'm building it up too much now.
It's all
No, the
He-Man
Awe
But
Striker for me.
I'm truly excited to see what everyone's lists are.
Number 5 was the retro Awe Striker because it was my favorite Joe vehicle as a kid. The dune buggy thing, and I've talked about that's actually the one that we opened and put together on the podcast when Flyboy was guesting.
Oh right. And he
Um,
got
He
sick.
tortured
And-
Flyboy. Yeah.
I need to take a couple figures out of it, but I was gonna send that one home with you to. I want it back, but
Oh.
I was gonna send it home with you because it never got stickered, so I was gonna let you sticker it up.
Oh, all right.
Because I know you love the sticker,
I
the,
sure
the,
do.
the sticker action. So yeah, I was gonna send that one home with you tonight so that you could sticker it up when you want. That's Dusty. That's Gung Ho. That's
Driver number one.
Crankcase. Wait, is it Crankcase? I can't tell by the art because it
I
kind of
think
looks
it
like
is because
Clutch.
it looks like it's
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
it's probably
Yeah,
Crankcase.
but the original Crankcase only had a mustache.
He has a beard.
So maybe they changed the art for the new box to give him a beard because the original Crankcase only had a mustache.
Yeah, and they gave him a beard too.
Nerd.
You could have said any name. I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I was blanking on it. It's on the back of the box. Yeah, so that was my number 5, the Awe Striker.
Awesome. All right. Well, my number 5 is it combines two of my favorite things, and it's the Soundwave with tapes Funko Pop.
Sweet.
This thing's also a 10-inch giant SOB, and he's awesome. I don't think I've had him here to show you guys yet. I had some pictures of it earlier in the year, but oh my God, I love. Oh, I got it. Sorry, I was just looking at it. Man, he's so cool.
They're very top heavy though. So.
Definitely giant head and top heavy, but this one's special because I'm sure other pops do it, but this one's definitely interactive. It comes with 4 cassette tapes, and they're just rectangle pieces of plastic.
Have you had that one out of the box?
I have.
Okay.
And his chest plate opens up, and the tapes come in and out. And
Cool.
They'll be loud as heck, but if you want to open it, you can.
Do the tapes transform, or are they just tapes?
They're just
They're
tapes.
just
They're
chunks
just
of plastic.
Still
chunks
cool.
of- yeah, I know, but the color schemes on all the tapes are very
What are those, like $20-$30?
30.
30
Yep.
bucks.
Yeah,
So,
usually the
but
10
then that's
inches,
still
30.
like with all the stuff that comes. That's like $30 for that. That's
Yeah,
a lot of toy for $30.
The paint decos on those tapes are of those 4 tapes. It's
Yeah, they
the right
look
color
fantastic.
schemes and everything. It's amazing. And so
for a
yeah,
pop.
I've definitely been collecting all the Transformers pops, but this guy just hits all the buttons, and it's huge and it's special because it's not like
Do you have the rest of the giant ones?
I do,
You
which
do?
is just Optimus.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
these ones
far.
on the back were all.
Nope, those are just characters.
Oh,
They're
okay.
just filler cross-sell stuff. But
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
all right, 5th favorite toy. All right, this is getting more exciting. 4th favorite toy, Elgin.
Yes, my 4th one is. It was hard to choose from all of the masters of the WWE universe. There's so many great toys from that line. Still some I need. I still need Wave 7 and 8. I still haven't been able to find them. But what I've always, as soon as I got it, it was like, this is a great figure. One great wrestler, Jake the Snake. From the back in the day, watching him do his, just watching him wrestle was great.
Yeah.
This figure, so normally it just looks like a regular wrestler. But you can take off his armor that he has with this little snake armor, and he has a snake body
Oh,
on it,
That's pretty rad.
and he comes with a giant rubber snake as well,
as
which
he
is great.
should.
And then the best part is that his face comes off,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
and it's a snake face.
That's
It's so
fantastic.
perfect with everything, like Jake the Snake basically becoming King Hiss,
Yeah.
and just
Oh,
him holding his own face, the ability to hold his own face in picture, which I've posted on pictures before too.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
I'm pretty sure
it's
that
one of the best.
I'm pretty sure I've seen something that looks like this on X-Files.
Yeah, and
It's
like,
really good.
It's like that Joe one with is it Zartan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do different
Yeah.
faces and stuff. The classified one, you can do different head sculpts
Yeah.
like that. But that's for me that they're all really good. All the wrestling Motu figures are great, but this one is just what he can do to like transform into a different figure is so awesome. That's why it would have been. I would have had more.
how could
but
that had
it's
to be
just-
hard to narrow down all those?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
they're fun to
They're all so
do
cool,
stuff with
so
too,
smart
so.
toys.
But yeah, hopefully I'll get the rest of them here.
You will.
And,
You will.
But yeah, that was my top 4 for
So cool. All right, Spoodamus, what is your top 4 toy of 2021?
It is the Siege Shockwave,
So cool.
who is way cooler when you take him out and take the extra shit off of him.
He's so cool.
What extra stuff are you talking about?
So-
in this?
This one comes
Look
with
at the back.
Okay.
So
Oh.
Everything comes off.
Oh, I see.
Like the feet and that stuff becomes like a sled.
Oh, nice.
He looks very G1 without the extra stuff on it. But all the pictures I initially saw, because I saw him a bunch
Right.
in the store. And I was
Yep.
like, that's weird. He's got like 4 arms and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just dumb. And then
His little
didn't notice on the back
skateboard
that it came off.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
because he's also kind of pricey too, but
I'm sure.
he's in like the $45-$50 range.
Yep.
But
Somewhere in
when
there.
we were playing with him at the toy show the other day, what I thought was amazing, and I didn't realize, and they don't even show, is that he has an alt mode that really resembles the
Oh, yeah.
gun of the G1 version.
Oh, really?
So there's a spaceship,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like there's a way to make him look like the gun.
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Which they
kind of
probably
like,
can't advertise because it's a gun and they're
Yeah.
not putting
Right.
guns on packaging.
and they do the with his eye, like clear plastic in the back of
Yeah.
the head that shines
The
through
Yeah.
light piping. Yeah.
light piping, and they
That's
also
cool.
do it like in another spot, so like he still has
Nice.
it on the ship.
The
mode.
Cyclonus one does that too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he still has like the cord that goes to his gun, which
Yeah.
actually unplugs,
Oh, that's
so you
cool.
can move it. Yeah, he's pretty sweet.
He's
Awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's an awesome toy. Corey Canny.
Number 4 for me,
Top
and I'm not going
4.
to talk a whole lot about it because I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, which is why I didn't want to go first because I thought we were going to be going through our list. Number 4 for me was the Masters of the Universe Revelations Scareglow. And I know we were supposed to do like toys we own, but I just couldn't. I couldn't come up with 5 that I own that I thought were like top 5 toys. And that
played with
Scareglow
his-
figure is fucking cool, and that's all I'm going to say about it because Elgin probably
Maybe there's a
maybe
chance.
somebody. Yeah, I thought Elgin's list was Motu. He might be on there, so I didn't want to steal his thunder if he is.
And if you're watching the video of this, you might see it on the tape.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
Okay, that leave
Thanks
me.
for
Is it
taking
my
the
turn?
mystery out of
Sure,
it.
Oh, my top 4 toy. Oh my gosh, I'm changing my order a little bit. I'm doing it.
Calling it audible.
I've been looking to see if I need to change.
I know. Totally calling it audible. Well, I got him right here in front of me, and I'm like, you know what? Changing it. So for my top 4 toy is the Studio Series Hot Rod, and he is freaking amazing.
He looks good.
He looks good. He does all the things. The way they got him so much more movie accurate.
Yeah, he looks
in his
he looks
shaping and
super
thing.
great.
There's this thing that isn't available on any toy but the Masterpiece is you can flip down the little visor.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
The little visor comes in there. Like, it's just a neat little.
So does it flip back up into the helmet then?
Yep.
Into his brain.
That's pretty badass.
He comes with. I didn't bring them, but he's got little
The blast effects.
blast effects. He's got the arm that is like the pizza cutter
Yeah.
in the movie. But he is just freaking fantastic, and he's beautiful. And we have our lists of favorite characters from our lines, and I love them all. But I'm like, man, the Hot Rod. Maybe I never think about him, but every time I see him, and I'm like, gosh, those colors are so great. That red, orange, and yellow.
It's like dual gun, just like
I'm not a big Hot Rodimus fan. but,
Sure.
like, this toy is
but
great.
once you see these toys, it's like,
Yeah.
man,
I
I
got
love
this one too.
I'd keep that visor down, like display, like with that all the
Oh,
time,
yeah.
because it's just
It's
it's so much better.
good.
It just
I honestly
pops with
never
that.
So
noticed the
80s.
visor came down.
Yeah. But yeah, Hot Rod, and that's what's been great this year. There's been a lot of toys from the Studio Series that's based on the '86 movie.
And he has the blast effects that's like the exhaust from the pipes, right?
I think so. If not, then Rodimus.
I know Rodimus
definitely
does. Or the
But,
Rodimus Prime does.
It's been great, just getting all the '86 movie toys and kind of been building a shelf for them, and it's just been awesome, and I love it. So Hot Rod, my 4th favorite.
That's so badass.
All right,
I love it.
round 3, Elgin Arnie. What's your top 3?
Aldrin, Arnie,
Glenn.
Glenn.
All right. I decided to get to have a playset at number 3.
Ooh.
I have the Master of the WWE Universe. They have 2 playsets. They have a Castle Grayskull ring, and then they all have a Snake Mountain ring. And the Snake Mountain ring is by far better looking than the other one.
So
It does look really good.
It's got
gosh.
these. It has this color scheme of Snake Mountain. It comes with a little bridge thing where you could attach it.
The ramp up to the
Yeah, and you can climb up that, and
That
it
is
has
so
the
good.
chains in it, like just like Snake Mountain. It
And
had, it
pegs
had a
for the
little
figures to
bridge
stand
around.
on.
What's that?
And pegs for the figures.
Yeah, pegs so
Yeah.
they can stand there. But on the original Snake Mountain, they had a little drawbridge around the front, and they had chains that you could chain people up. So having that into it is a
Yeah.
great idea as well. Having the snake on the front there, and
Ooh.
That's
having the
cool.
snakes and pegs that you can put people on top so they can act
Oh,
like they're
that's
flying
awesome.
off and doing elbow drops on people, and this is supposed to be like lava. The ropes. I think on Castle Grayskull it's like electric blue or something like that. But yeah, this one I use this one more for pictures, just because the snake, it looks so good, like with the snakes
does.
coming out like that and everything, and it you can move it down where it
Oh, wow.
it flexes on itself inside there, and so it's like you could do drops and stuff on it. But that I use this one next to the vintage Castle Grayskull for pictures. Almost every time I
Wow.
do a post.
That's
for,
really big. You don't have to pass that one around.
Hand in her back. That's cool.
every time I do like a Wrestling Wednesday post,
Got
it
to.
looks so good against the vintage Grayskull that
Yeah.
it just it's one of my favorite ones. But
It's your top 3, of course.
but Jake the Snake didn't come with this one.
Oh.
You would think it would have.
Yeah, that would make
What
sense.
came with it was the who'd it come with now? A Stone Cold, like a snake version of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
He is the
The
Texas
Hulkster.
rattlesnake.
yeah, exactly, with his pythons and everything, and like a Man at Arms version of Hulk Hogan. So with his like ripped shirt in the back and everything. So that's what came with this set. But yeah, it's and the nice thing I like the Stone Cold. I almost bought those figures too because it's like, well, it comes with it. But it's like, well, I really just use it for the ring. The Stone Cold one is nice because he even has like snake eyes and everything. But yeah, it's really the ring is the main thing for this.
Oh,
this
yeah, it
top
really helps your pictures,
Yeah.
man. It's so freaking cool. Spudamus, top 3.
The Studio Series Grimlock.
He's doing it.
There it is.
Might have got higher if it didn't have Wheelie with it.
Oh, Wheeler brought it down. Dang.
Oh, Wheelie sucks.
Oh, it's actually like the gun on the back, like placement being sideways and
It's
just
weird.
not fitting, and it's kind of weird. But it's a big ass Grimlock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the toy
That
itself,
looks great.
man.
Yeah.
So cool.
Wheelie is like the Aquaman of Transformers.
kind of.
And so also
Nice.
got the new Slug, Slag.
Mhm.
They came with basically the same thing with whatever the
Daniel.
fuck. Daniel.
Mhm.
The Wheelie's actually cooler
Yeah,
than the Daniel,
actually is.
but
And they had like 100 of these at that Walmart. in
Yeah,
Montana,
Dre's
that you're
Day.
just pulling off the shelves.
That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah. Such a big, bulky beast, man.
Yeah.
and
cool.
he even kind of transforms like the G1,
Kind of.
more or less.
Enough to get them
Yeah.
vibes.
It's cool.
Unlike the Slug one, is a bit
Way
different.
yeah.
Yeah, which is also cool though.
Heck yes. Grimlock, and it's just one of your favorite characters of all time.
Yeah,
So I'm glad to see
between
him on your list.
Grimlock and Prime. It's,
Yeah.
Corey Canny.
Number 3.
Number 3. Third favorite.
Well, big fan of racing.
Yeah.
And
where this is
F1 racing especially.
Yes!
And so for me, number 3 that made it onto, number 3 on the top 5 list is the Decepticon Mirage. He looks good. He looks good. He transforms good. He looks good in both modes. And the posability is great. Like, he's just a great character. Like, he was a great character on the animated series too. But the toy itself is just fucking cool. It's
And I
just-
mean, really, the Decepticon version's better.
it is.
than
It
the-
look. I want to get. I kind
Autobot.
of want to get the Autobot version too,
Yeah.
but like the Decepticon version, the colors are
Yeah.
just great.
It's very neat.
It's just like that dark kind of.
Gray, blue, purple.
Yeah, it's really cool, and
So cool you bought it twice.
three times.
Oh,
Well, because because I
got
gave
one
one.
for-
I gave the first one to my nephew, and then Jason found one for me. Jason found another one for me, and did I say nephew?
you
Yes.
did.
He did.
Well, that's weird. I gave the first one to my son. What? I don't.
Also his nephew.
Also,
No, I gave the first one to my son, and the second one Jason got for me, and then the third one I sent to Shane over in Ireland.
that's what I thought.
And yeah, he's super cool, and
Shane's your nephew too.
yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Basically.
What happened?
Oh man,
I
don't
can't
know.
edit that out. I'm sorry.
Sorry, buddy. You've never heard this show. You don't care.
All right, my number
turn.
3. Oh, this is. I had to move him up the list. I know maybe you think he would be number 1. Oh, maybe I should move him up the. No. Earthrise Starscream.
It's your boy.
It's my boy. It's my favorite character. He's such an amazing toy. I thought my whole life I thought I would be into the Tetra Jets, those versions, those triangular versions
Yeah.
of the jets you see in the first episodes of the cartoon and stuff, or when they're back on Cybertron. And then Siege comes out and all the jets are these Tetra Jets, and I'm like, I don't like it. I didn't get any, and that kept me away from Siege. And then this Earthrise version came out, and he turns into the real plane. And
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it is, an F something.
It doesn't
And,
matter. It's a cartoon version.
He's my favorite. This particular guy's had
F-16 or
toy
something.
hacks. He's been toy hacked up, and it's got so much more
Flare.
flair, G1 flair to
Yeah.
him. And
Now, if you would have known that they were going to do both versions,
I
This time?
would still have to get it, but they are going to be a little different.
Yeah.
This new version, the Coronation version, but
no, the
Oh.
the Tetrajet version and this, the
yeah,
actual
then
toy
maybe I
version.
would have, but I love him so much, and he's beautiful, and when in his jet mode, you guys remember seeing him? He looks
Yeah.
fucking awesome
Yeah.
as a real jet.
Yeah.
He's great.
Very
So,
jetty.
very jetty.
So weirdly, like the red that's on them, like the way the paint is, actually makes it look like it was like the die cast.
It does look
Yeah.
diecast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I thought it was when I was looking at it. It's just,
He's beautiful. Starscream, Earthrise Starscream, my number 3.
and he's got fantastic boobs.
Thanks.
Boobies.
Those
His
not
boobies
boobs.
suck because they're turbines.
All right.
Gotcha.
Guys, it's second. We're into the number 2. Number 2. What's your top 2? Elgin,
man.
what's it gonna be?
Well, my top 2 is tied for 2
Oh, right.
figures because they're the same figure. It's Scareglow.
Oh,
But-
what?
What a shock!
Yeah, but one is the Origins Scareglow, and,
Yep.
and one's the Masterverse Scareglow that I got exclusively through Mattel Creations
It's so cool.
with the awesome box and the lights up and everything. But I mean, I've never had a Scareglow, a vintage one. They're expensive. They're $300+ dollars.
Right. Never will.
Yeah, unless somebody kindly gives one to me. But this Scareglow,
A to Z
the-
Toys, we're talking to you.
Yeah. The Origin one, it glows in the dark. The glow in the dark feature is great. It's so bright. Like when you charge it up,
It
it's
does, yeah.
really bright. The Masterverse one, only his head glows, but if you use black light, it pops as well. And this kind of glows. His sword glows, and the sword. So they both have the halberds, like normally would have, but he also has the sword, the Masterverse one, that splits apart so that you could have 2 halves of the power sword, just like in Subternia and Preternia, and then you would combine them to make the conduit of
Yeah.
the power that
Oh
comes
my
down,
goodness!
which was awesome when they
Mhm.
came up with that as well. So just, I suppose, just pass them around.
Which
Yes.
I know you've
Sporting
seen
them.
it, but how badass does the trailer for the new series look?
So good.
It looks
It's
so
so
good.
good. I can't wait to watch it with Ethan.
So which one of those do you like better?
They're tied for
Side
second.
Booty.
They're
Exactly.
tied-
But
they're
which
tied
one do you
for
like
second.
better?
I like them both equally.
I think Scareglow might have been the best part of Revelation, though.
Yeah.
Oh
At
yeah.
least
Having
the
Tony
first
Todd
five.
I know
voice
which
him?
one I like better.
Which one, Corey?
This one.
Yeah.
It just because I love the sculpt and I
Yeah.
because I wasn't a huge Masters fan collector when I was a kid. I watched the cartoon, loved the cartoon, but I only ever had Skeletor and He-Man. Watching this new series, this Scareglow character, and just the way that he looks, he's just so fucking menacing.
Yeah.
He just looks scary as hell. He's awesome.
I love them both.
Which is why he was, he made my top 5 list
Yeah.
because when Elgin showed that to me when I played with him and stuff, and
Yeah.
the packaging is so good. I
Yes.
was this is a cool toy, and that's why it made my list too.
What I've wanted to do is get some glow in the dark paint and then
Oh, that would be
paint
cool.
his bones and everything, just so he glows more. I've always loved glow in the dark toys. I almost was because there's an Undertaker that's a glow in the dark. That's
Which I think
basically
you can-
Scareglow.
I think you can get clear glow in the
Yeah.
dark
Yeah.
paint to
Yep.
just paint, so it doesn't alter the color
Exactly.
at all. Yeah.
I just haven't done it yet, but I mean, I almost just had all glow in the dark toys on this
I threw
top
one.
5. I was like, I can't do that. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, this
But
is
not,
number
but-
4 because it glows in the dark, and number
And
3
this one is also
because
glows
it
in the dark, but it glows in the dark slightly different.
It glows in the darker dark.
Yeah, exactly.
This one glows in the daytime dark.
Yeah, but I would never have thought that in 1 year I was gonna have 2 Scareglows that were both awesome.
Lucky.
That's not something I would have ever thought of, and to have them is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Spooty, what's your top 2? What's your number 2?
Technically, there's 3 of them in here. It's the Netflix War for Cybertron Soundwave that comes with Ravage and Laserbeak.
Fucking amazing.
So awesome.
He is great, even though Ravage is super fat.
He is a chubster, but
But he's cool. It's a cool transformation for him.
Soundwave looks so good.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And the tapes transform too, right?
Yes, the tapes transform, and he looks really good in the tape deck mode.
And then-
He actually turns into the tape deck mode and not
The,
a
Oh,
car.
yeah.
The tape, the Ravage Transformer tape guy is so much better than the original.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm used to seeing ones that look like the original.
Yeah.
That are, thinner,
yeah,
and the way he is, he's super thick.
yeah, but just the way he
makes
looks
more
in
sense.
his dog
Yeah.
mode,
Yeah.
wolf mode.
It's a cat. But
Is
still,
it? Oh yeah, it's
His
Black
dog,
Panther.
cat,
Yeah,
wolf.
it's a cat dog.
yeah, cat dog.
It's one of the few. I love that cartoon, man.
I have a little cat dog figure up
Do
on
you?
the computer.
Spooty and I watched the shit out of
Oh, I
Cat
love
Dog
that
growing
show.
up.
This
This one.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
This was always one of my favorite characters, just because the way his voice sounded
Yeah.
on the original, just that weird.
Versus Blaster, which sucked.
So the original voice of that was Dr. Claw.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah,
So it's the same guy, and he's doing the same voice, but then they add
I think I could
digital
probably.
effects to it.
Right.
This is one of the times where the Netflix version was actually superior to the mainline
Yeah.
Earthrise
yeah.
Siege. Because the original version, this is the same toy, but they had put so much battle damage
Yeah,
and paint
looks so
different,
good.
looked so different. They cleaned them up and just
I'm actually really liking all of the Netflix ones over
some are good. Some are good.
Yeah.
And the Soundwave is definitely one of those.
he looks so cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever get one?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I did. I actually have both now.
You just tried to steal this one for.
I did for a while. And then I found them.
It's what's it gonna take to get you to give me that one?
I know.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of that hoist back there. Corey, number 2.
Number 2 for
What's
me.
your number 2? This I knew is dangerous to say it that way, but
Oh, why? Because I'm going to say something like it's number 2 because it's a piece of shit.
something poop
Because
joke
it
was
popped into
coming.
my head.
I know.
Number 2 for me.
What's it gonna be?
It's really good.
How
it's
good is
really
it?
good. It's so good.
That is good.
All right,
Number
Jason,
two
what's
for
yours?
me, number two toy for me for 2021 is another one that I don't own.
What is that? Did he read the rules?
I did, and the rules didn't apply to me.
They never do, Corey. They
That's why
never
you didn't
do.
want to show us.
I'm
going to
be honest. It's
That
because the Joe stuff that came out
He
this year,
forgot his-
to me anyway,
I knew
sucked.
I knew that rant was coming somewhere.
Like it was just not. It sucked.
It's been pretty disappointing.
I'm looking at all the other toys that are out, and I'm just like, man, I got fucked.
And even my classified Cobra Commander is freaking awesome.
I mean, yeah, but it's just like I'm not into the 6-inch stuff. It doesn't fit with
not what
anything,
you
and
said
I'm not a display only collector, and I'm not going to play with those. And I just like so. I mean, my honorable mention was almost the classified Viper figure because it looks really, really good.
So what if they start putting out vehicles that were to scale with the 6-inch toys?
Oh, they'd take up so much fucking
That'd be
space.
so
And they
good.
have. They've put out a couple, like they did the Ram motorcycle and they did some dumb motorcycle for Baroness, and they're huge and they take up a lot of fucking space. Like, and I'm not interested. Anyway, my number 2 is Castle Grayskull.
Jeez.
It's cool, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore in case someone else is going to talk about it.
You're just looking at my list.
But it's cool.
It is cool.
I might talk more about it later when
Maybe.
it's that time, but it's cool.
Okay, then.
What's
Rule
your-
breaker.
Number 2.
My number 2
you
toy.
big fat number 2.
Let me see here. Let's go with this one.
Really?
No, this is my number 2.
Really?
I know. Not just bigger isn't always better.
No, I mean, but it's so good.
It is so good, and I love the toy a lot. It is the Kingdom Rodimus Prime. I love him because he's kind
I'm
of a...
surprised that that's not number 1.
Is it? Well, I mean, I'm saying it's a
I'm
close...
surprised Starscream wasn't number 1.
That's also there.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, right? Maybe let's start this recording over.
All right.
I don't got time for that.
Okay, well, for now, my number 2 is the Kingdom Rodimus Prime. The toy himself is beyond amazing. He is his own playset.
Yep.
I had this toy. I have 3 or 4 different versions of the original toy. I love it. The same aesthetics as Hot Rod. That the yellow fin on the back has always been badass. When I think about, I know it's not really a spoiler, but when I think about spoilers on cars, this is what I think about.
And his doesn't come off, so you won't lose it like the original.
Yes, both of those, they don't come off and you don't lose it. And the attention to detail on making it like the original, just from the dang flaps on the gun, is like, it's just awesome what they did.
They did it awesome.
If you wanted to look at it, touch it, play it. And it comes
Not
with
to break it.
a ton of blast effects. It comes with a matrix. It comes with a blast effects for the matrix with a big light. So when he's holding
nice.
And like a tiny storage space underneath where not everything fits.
but so it's a before and after Hot Rod.
Do you have this one, Spooty?
I do.
You do.
He did just get it the other day.
Nice.
It's sitting over there in the box.
Nice. Yeah, he's good. He's so good.
He's so good. Rodimus Prime, man. And just, the transformation is so fun and so cool.
Yeah, after the convention we went to a store and there was like 10 of them on the shelf.
And you're like, all right.
And which one was it? It was the one that we went to at the end of Jay's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Target.
Was it Altoona?
Altoona, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that store just has a lot of one thing
Yeah.
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my number 2. All right, I don't have a drum roll button here. Do some of that. Oh, guys, what a great year it's been. Let's stall a little bit. What a good year, 2012. Okay, let's get into it. We're running out of time here. Spoody's got to go to work. He's already looking at his phone.
It's like, wrap it up.
But it's exciting. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see what your favorite toy 2021 is. Elgin.
That was the easiest one to pick.
It
for
had
me,
to be, right?
because it's Castle Grayskull. It's the origins
What?
Castle Grayskull. I think finding that
Ah,
it was kind
so
of
good.
it kind of was a moment. So I didn't want to bring it, so I bought this little tiny one instead. which is a Hallmark ornament that coworker
Which
got
is
for me.
also really cool.
Which they did a
It's
great
pretty
job
sweet.
on that. I drilled a hole in the bottom so I could put it on top of the tree because I
Yes.
don't have a topper yet. So and I didn't want to touch anything. But yeah, getting that castle going. So it was kind of like it's like okay now it's serious. Now it's
It's real.
And that was definitely like that was
It was-
a definite feel like a kid again moment for you.
for 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it was like okay now I have this. Now it's like now it's go time for.
I mean, I heard your
toys.
squeal from halfway across.
Yeah.
The
Oh my god.
It was yeah.
The Wheel of Legend.
But yeah, and it came with another figure. It came with a sorceress, a special edition sorceress, which they're doing now as well, the new version of it, or the vintage style of it. But this was like the special one that came with the Castle Grayskull.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's a great place. I never had one as a kid. Friends always had them, the vintage ones, and so I'd go over and play with theirs. And
And I played with it a little bit. I think
Yeah.
it's fucking cool. I
It's
love the
awesome.
way that like the Wing Raider can mount on
Yep.
on the top.
Yep.
It's so awesome.
and getting
like
the
just,
getting the Wind Raider later on and having to be able to attach to
Yeah.
the top and
just the forethought
Yeah.
that's going into that stuff is
Yep.
really
It's
good.
an
It's
unarguable improvement on
Yeah.
the original.
And they made the door big enough so you can get the figure through
exactly
Yeah.
doors bigger. The elevator
it. Speaking of forethought,
works better.
and the stuff that was cardboard and stickers
Exactly.
before is actually real.
It's now
Like it's
3D
Yeah,
plastic
like,
that you can push in. The,
it's so
the banners are fabric and not paper.
yeah, it's so
It's just-
good.
I
It's-
just wish I would have gotten the extra stuff for Castle Grayskull, which they had as a limited on Mattel Creations,
Oh yeah.
like the suit of armor or
Yeah.
the space suit, that armor, but it was a full figure
Yeah.
and like the spirit of Grayskull, and then like the little monster comes out of the prison grate thing on
Yeah.
the bottom. I missed out on getting those, but having this place it's awesome. It's just
The
It's
photos
so good.
have been so much better.
yeah, and it's just eventually I need one more figure from Origins to do the back of the box.
Ah.
And I want to pose them all and do a picture of that once I get that. I think it's Zodak, and I'm just missing him.
Has he been released yet?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
like wave 4 or something,
okay.
but I just haven't found it.
Yeah.
But I want to get him and then put them all and match the back of the box and do, because I have everything else. I have
Yeah.
Land Shark and Wind Raider and all the other figures, Scareglow and all the rest of the guys. So eventually I want to do that as opposed to just like, a comparison.
Heck yeah, that sounds amazing.
But yeah, that Castle Grayskull, it's kind of like it was definitely a moment for us, especially toy hunting and finding that. And for me, as a toy collector, almost like now it's like it's real.
It's official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
yeah, no one's probably surprised.
No, yeah. Like it would be more surprising if it was lower, probably.
Right, right. Well, let's get
It
surprised.
almost made number 1 on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's that good, and I don't even have one. But I just the limited amount of time that I've spent with it is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spooty, what is your favorite toy of 2021?
Mine is the War for Cybertron Earthrise Optimus Prime
Wow.
with the trailer.
So good.
Dude,
It's he's entirely too loose in this box, but it's
Cool.
super close to the original. Like I mean, at least the look, like the
it looks
trailers.
so good.
Trailer's pretty much the same.
That's cool. That little like operating table. Is that
Yeah,
what it,
so
is
you
that what
can
it is?
reenact the movie where he dies.
Too soon.
Too soon.
That's a
amazing
really
toy.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over Prime.
I thought you were going to say it's overpriced.
Yeah, it's not the Optimus Prime that has like the extra shit on his arms that
Yeah.
looks dumb.
That's
Like,
cool.
It's one of the better looking primes they've done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his vehicle mode looks so good. It looks
Yeah.
really, really good.
Legit. Comes
It's
with
really
the
awesome.
Matrix.
Yeah, you should show the back of that vehicle mode. Is
It's really
And
awesome.
of course, with the War for Cybertron, like so, his trailer connects to the MicroMaster bases.
Yeah.
Yep, all fits
Nice.
together.
along with everything else.
Oh
A lot of them do
man.
that.
So good.
Yeah.
It's such a good toy. And it looks like it's super similar to it's super similar to the other War for Cybertron Optimus that came out. Like as far as like the actual body sculpt and stuff, it's like practically, at least the waist and chest and stuff, it's practically identical to the.
Yeah. And they're not though.
And
Yeah.
they actually aren't.
Yeah.
But like
Which is
looking
cool.
at this and looking at like, yeah, I mean it's crazy like how the robot mode looks.
Yeah,
really
they did.
super similar.
I mean, a lot of the Optimus Primes they've had just have like too much extra shit
Yeah,
in one mode or the other,
yeah,
and this one doesn't, which is
yeah.
great.
2 Optimus Primes on
Two
his
Optimus
list.
Primes. Yeah.
Nice.
Surprise, prize.
All right, wild card. Loose cannon over there.
This one's not so much. It's.
Oh,
I mean,
do you
no,
own
for
this
me,
toy?
the reason that this one is number 1 on my list is because of the experience that I had when I got this, and for me, this one was the most nostalgic I felt.
Is it Mr. Penis Head?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Let me just get it out.
Jesus.
Prolapse.
Oh,
For me, it was the most nostalgic experience that like the most nostalgic I felt
Oh, it's
at
awesome.
all year, like, and maybe since I started like really in the last couple of years collecting, and it's the Transformers / GI Joe lunchbox that came with the pops.
Oh.
Like this thing, like, and you know, it's cool that it has the pops in it and all the stuff and whatever. But for me, the actual lunchbox itself, like this,
Just seeing that.
just seeing this and getting that, like, my God, I didn't expect to feel that way about it, but like, that gave me more nostalgia, more like I feel like a kid again, more excitement than anything else that I've gotten this year, and maybe anything else I've gotten in the last couple years. And I mean, I've gotten a lot of vintage stuff that I'm like, I'm so happy to have this, and this is really awesome. But like, it's all stuff that I already had as a kid, and like and so maybe it was because like the surprise, because you know you gave this to me. These are the ones that we opened up on the
So there's-
second episode, I think.
is there one right behind you?
Oh yeah, there is.
Hey, that's mine.
Hey, Jason's is right
I brought
behind.
mine too.
But yeah, maybe part of it was like the surprise, because like, you know, you get that
Oh,
that
so fun.
Christmas morning nostalgia of like, oh hey, I got this new thing, and like I didn't know we were doing that, and like, so yeah, like, but it's just the lunchbox itself is just
Oh,
it's
that's
so
awesome.
good. It's so like just the art on it, and it's fucking awesome. And so yeah, that's my number 1 for 21.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that we filmed it. You can find that on our YouTube page, youtube.com/cracktasticplastic.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep, and it's just we did it live on an episode. We
Yep.
don't remember which one, but it was
So
early.
I think it was number 2,
yeah,
episode 2. I'm pretty sure.
and
Yeah, I know that the Transformers side is the pretty classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like TV tray.
Yeah, definitely have that on a TV tray.
Yeah.
that's awesome. I'm glad
Made out of the same tin.
that was super fun.
Yeah. Jason,
Okay.
what do you got for us?
Well, now that I got you all not knowing what's coming up,
I mean, I know.
I mean, you can see it now, but and I told you this. So, my number 1 favorite toy this year.
Holy crap.
Didn't see this coming.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. Yeah.
So none of us. Okay, well, it's the.
I mean, I know how awesome it is.
It's the Kingdom Cyclonus.
So good.
It was in my top 10.
Was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top 10, 15. Who was in there?
Well, here's the thing. I think it's because I love the transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Just the job they did on the transformation is so fun.
That freaking Russian doll nose cone thing where
I
it just goes
know.
and goes and goes.
Like of all the toys on my shelf, like this is the one I grabbed the most because the transformation is the most fun.
I think for me, that one, it's like how G1 it is. Like, I mean, it is so
both modes are so dead on.
and it's so much better than the original toy. Like
I mean, yeah, so if you're not comparing it to the G1 toy,
Not the toy, but the cartoon.
No, but yeah, the
Yeah.
original G1 Cyclonus toy that looks so much like it, but it is so much better.
Oh, yeah.
So much. It's got the light piping for the eyes. It's both alt mode is just as exact as you want, and the transformation. I just love it. I love
It is so
playing
good.
with them. It just feels great to play with, and that's why he's my number one. I didn't see it coming either, guys. I thought it'd be Starscream too. He's also fun to transform ish,
Which, I mean,
but
isn't it kind of Starscream?
well, yes, it was Thundercracker.
Thundercracker.
But
Yeah.
but yes.
Thundercrapper.
What a great year of toys, guys!
I know.
Oh,
so many
man.
more that I could have mentioned.
I know, and this is just right.
And he's got some oomph to him too. Like,
yeah.
he's not
Because I know
like
we've
super
all
light plastic.
we all have also got plenty of vintage stuff. We've all got lots of older toys that we've picked up along the year too. Lord knows our wallets agree with that, but yeah, man, I don't know. I'm so happy to see what the top list was. I love lists. I do lots of lists.
Yay, list.
And someday we'll teach Corey what they mean and
Yep.
what rules are.
And that he actually has to own those toys and not just steal.
Yeah,
them from
that's
me.
the thing. Like, I don't.
How did you not pick like why not the bat pop?
Because
That's a toy you got this year.
yeah, but it's not a top 5. Like for me, like it's not something that excited me. Like, I mean, it's good to have. I wanted it. I'm glad I have it, but it's not something I got super excited about. The stuff on my list is stuff that I actually got super excited about, and you know, unfortunately for me, that some of those things were
Our
Scareglow and Castle Grayskull.
This happens when we're brothers. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Elgin got all the cool shit this time.
All right. Well, enough of that listing. Let's take a quick little break, and we're going to hear from our podcast network.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
You're welcome, PFPN lady. Thanks for telling us all about it. All right, Elgin's back in the driver's seat.
Did you just do that so I wouldn't yell "and we're back" with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And do you want to throw it to him now since you didn't get
Hey,
to
go
do that?
Elgin. Let's talk. Let's go on a store tour.
All right. Today's store that we're going to is called Nerdin Out. It is at 1802 2nd Street in Rochester, Minnesota. This was recommended by a friend, Russell Borgomenario II.
Nice, you nailed it.
Borgomenario.
Boom.
He is Italian.
And also another friend, Jason Zabornik, or Jason Zornick, since we've gotten rid of the B, I think, at some point in time.
I was thinking about this very quickly earlier, that if they were a couple, their couple name would be something like Jacel's Borgomenario.
When they combine forces.
Yeah, by these powers combined, we are Russon Borgomenario.
Anyway, per Russell, I asked him if he went, because I thought he went to that store at one point. I was like, well, what was it like? Kind of like what I had said on Instagram of like, hey, send us reviews of stores, which that hasn't happened.
And that goes for all of you listening.
Yeah, you can still do it. Send it to our email at cracktasticplastic@gmail. But so I just sent him a message like, hey, you went there. What was it like? So, quote, he said, good amount of Motus, Star Wars, Transformers, and Joes. Also had a gaming area and a parts table.
Let's go.
So, yeah.
Right on.
And I know Jason went there and he found some Origin Motu stuff that I didn't have, but a little higher than what I wanted to pay at that time. So I don't know if they they would, work a deal or something. But there was a couple that I needed, but they were like 25 or something like that. It's like, at the time, I was like, I'm good for now.
Yeah.
But it was nice of him to send the message and say, hey, I'm here. Do you want me to pick these up? So I think Russell posted on his Facebook page as well pictures of the store. So if you want to check that out.
He sent some to me too, and it looked pretty cool.
So check out that. And it's called Nerdin Out. It's all one word, like nerd in and out. Also a great name, yeah. At 1802 2nd Street, Rochester, Minnesota.
Awesome. All right. Now it's time for Corey. You
Talking
ready?
toys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Talking toys, people. Top 5 of 2021. I'm going to blast through these real quick because I know we're getting kind of pressed for time here. But here we go. Brian Clark, in no particular order, he says, because ranking things is insanity. SH Monster Arts Singular Point Jet Jaguar, CCP Chimney Smoker Hedora Galaxy version, Mondo Creature from the Black Lagoon 1/6 scale, Silver Screen variant, Mondo Deluxe Pulgasari. I don't know.
Pulgasari is an awesome
Pulgasari. Okay.
movie and toy.
All right, right on. I didn't know what that was, and I'll check it out now. And lastly, just to include something I'll never be able to afford or have space for, the Takumi Cho Studios 90 centimeters Shin Godzilla. For anybody that's listening out here in America, centimeters are something people use to measure things that isn't right. Amanda Middleton-Arney. I recently found the one Care Bear I kept from childhood. Renewed interest to find all the originals. Elgin might have contributed to this in 2021.
Yeah, they just came back out, right?
Yeah.
Well, I found a vintage one at Corner Collectibles.
Oh, nice.
Champ Bear, I believe.
Nice. Larry Roberts. Good question. Still waiting on a few things yet to arrive that could potentially make my list once they're in hand. The 14-inch Mego Creature from the Black Lagoon, for instance. Anxiously awaiting that one. Thanks for wasting our time, Larry. Just kidding. Josh Wilson. I'm very happy about the Kenner Classics Real Ghostbusters. And there's at least 5 of those, so they're probably on his list. Wesley Warner, G.I. Joe Classified, Motu Origins and Revelations, Silverhawks Ultimates, and NECA TMNT. Turnip, Chris Simmons. Turnip Simmons. I love Kingdom Commander class Rodimus Prime.
Yeah.
I'd wanted a Voyager plus Rodimus for years. Outside of that, 2021 was really the year that I started building my own toys. The process of constructing them extends the enjoyment. It's also convinced me to buy a 3D printer, so that will probably be my favorite toy of 2022. He posted a picture of his badass proton pack that he made.
Dude,
holy crap, it's good.
Awesome.
I responded, Chris Simmons. I said definitely loved seeing the progress on your proton pack, and he said just wait until you see the next one. I start once I have a 3D printer, and I am super excited to see that because like this one, like he made it out of like PVC piping and plastic and shit, and it's really good.
He had it. He had it at Halloween-a-Palooza.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
I missed it. I've
so
only seen
amazing.
pictures. Adam Waker. Shit, I'm sorry. I almost said Adam Wanker. Adam Waker.
And then he said it.
Even though I didn't buy them, I really thought the new Street Sharks they released based off the unproduced figures were pretty awesome. Nice to see some figures that never got made get reimagined, but not an exact copy. Right on.
Yeah.
And Jason Zbornik, JSB. This is tough. For me, it's probably these in no order.
I'm shocked that he got 5.
Godzilla
narrowed it
reaction figure from Super 7. Scareglow from Revelation. Power Rangers Zord Link set of 3. This was the surprise hit for me. Didn't see it coming, but it's beyond fun to rearrange and swap the parts around. And he posted a picture of it too, and those do look really, really
so
good.
cool.
I was never a Power Rangers fan, but those toys do look pretty badass. That's it. That's talking toys.
Yay! Thanks everyone for giving us your lists, and we love
Fuck you,
hearing
Brian
it.
Clark. I'm kidding.
Hello, jeez, that was pent up. You went a couple episodes without.
I know. It's been really hard.
Yeah, it is.
So hard. Oh.
What a great year. Thanks, everyone, for listening to our show. We appreciate it so much. We are so stoked to give you another year's worth of podcasts, and we love, like I said, we love doing the show, and I'm excited to maybe, as we buy toys through the next year, we can keep a little running total of what our top 5 will be next year, and I'm excited to see what that's going to be. Aren't you?
Definitely,
I'm excited.
Definitely.
I mean, we're totally gonna pull it out of our ass at the last minute.
Come on. All right.
Have you met us?
I have.
First time?
And that's why we need to go, because I have. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
We'll see you
Thank you
around.
so much.
Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Over and out.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.